Hello, this is Tim McLaughlin with a couple of minutes of Erie history. One of Erie's most famous characters was Joe Root, the hermit that made his home on Presque Isle for many years. Where he came from, nobody knew. Fishermen would see him. Everybody just kind of took him for granted. He was just part of the scene as the trees and the beach. He would sit there for hours at a time, just staring out over the water. I think I could do that. His hair was long and stringy. He was unshaven and unwashed. His clothes, they were just discards that he would find. The pride of his wardrobe was an old bearskin coat he found. He made periodic trips to Erie. He'd find a ride on a boat and get to Erie if he needed some provisions. You could see him walking up State Street, barefooted and carrying a big basket that he could find some goods and put them in there. His choice of foods were simple. He ate anything. He ate nuts and roots, and when Presque Isle he was over there, he'd eat dead fish that would wash up. It's pretty simple. Joe was filthy and dirty, and he knew it. When he'd bum a ride back to Presque Isle from Erie, he'd, tell the captain, well, I'm pretty lousy, meaning, he had lots of bugs, and he goes, I'll sit up front. They won't get on you. Well, one summer day, Joe got tired of the way he was living, and he was going to leave the Peninsula forever, and so he put on his big fur coat. He got a boat ride to Erie, started walking up Peach Street, got up all the way up to 26th and Peach, which is Federal Hill over there. And, people just crowded around, staring, looking at him and wondering what's going on. And he just kind of looked around and said, made his way back down State Street and got a ride back to Presque Isle and changed his mind. Charitable people, social workers, they tried in vain to have him enter some institution, or they tried to help him out, and he wouldn't have it. Well, eventually the government got worried that he could say he had eminent domain, that he would had the right to be there, and he would basically own the peninsula. And so they convinced him to go to the county home. Well, poor Joe, he was like a caged animal. He missed his freedom and his beloved peninsula. Well, he was transferred to the Warren State Mental Hospital, and it was just too much for Joe, and he finally died. All of this happened over 100 years ago in the early 1900s. And that, my friends, are just a couple of minutes of Erie history.